some of the big numbers that every union budget is known for and tracked very closely for the fiscal deficit number, the borrowing number and other numbers. Madan, I'll start with you again on that very quickly. 30 seconds. What are the top 3 or 4 numbers that you expect that you can share with our viewers?
No, I think I think the fiscal deficit number will moderate slightly from 5.1 to 5%, but this will not be because of the RBI money. I think it will be more because of the fact that we are expecting a higher GDP growth number. 10.5% in nominal terms was taken. That's number one. Number two, capital expenditure, I don't expect any change. It will remain at where it is. And the social welfare schemes, depending upon what was promised at the time of the budget, at the time of the elections, certain numbers would, of course, be tinkered with, but will not change things significantly. So more or less status quo on other numbers in terms of expenditures.
Sunil, that very same question to you.
Yeah, I mean, we expect the overall fiscal deficit to come down to 4.9% of GDP as compared to 5.1%, which was budgeted in the interim budget. And again, largely due to both, that we expect the nominal GDP growth to be higher than what it was assumed in the interim budget, and some bit of spillover effect of the higher dividend would also increase the elbow room of the finance minister to actually look at the fiscal deficit, and she can certainly use it to reduce it to say 4.9% of GDP. But broadly, in terms of overall size of the budget, in terms of expenditure, I don't think there is going to be much of a change. There may be some increase in the overall capital expenditure, but at the same time, I believe that in terms of sectoral allocation, largely it will follow whatever was presented during the interim. Not much change.
Okay, Suvodeep, what are the numbers that you are working with?
So fiscal deficit to GDP I have is at around 5%. That is what I am working with. And allocation to capital expenditure increases. If you compare it with the FY24 numbers, it should be around 25% growth. On the revenue expenditure, I am factoring in some increase in terms of rural and agri exposure, and that takes the revenue expenditure up to 6%. And if you look at the, broadly the receipt side, except for the non-tax receipt, I don't think anything else changes until and unless there is actually on the income tax side, if you look at the growth rate after the FY24 final numbers were released, or the provisional numbers were released, it's around 11% growth. That is much, much lower than what the trend that we have seen over the past few years, and hence that number should be higher, and to that extent the receipts might be slightly on the higher side.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.